Welcome back, friends. It's Anders. Today we're talking glassware. I've received a lot of questions regarding glassware from all of you. So I've decided to make a video specifically addressing this topic. We are going to talk about all of these glasses. I'm gonna break it down into 3 categories, and then I'm gonna talk about what I use for citrus and syrups in my videos, because that's another question I've been getting a lot. Then at the end of the video, I'm gonna go over the glasses I use most out of all of these, and then tell you the top 3 glasses I would buy if I were starting a bar from scratch. Now, I'm gonna try to link all of these glasses in the description down below, but some of them might not be available. In fact, I know some of them are not available, but I'll do my best. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button for more sips, tips, and recipes, and hit that notification bell. Let's get started. To the bar. First, we have the Lowball glass. This is also called a rocks glass or an old-fashioned glass. Extremely versatile. Most commonly, it's used for simple cocktails that are served with ice, but you'll also see neat pours of any spirit served in a rocks glass. I like these a lot. They're sturdy, they're short, I'm not gonna knock them over, they're durable. A lot of them have thick bottoms. Not only does it feel good in your hand, but you can muddle, and you don't have to worry about cracking the bottom. They're just really good workhorse glasses. And they come in different shapes and sizes. So if you want, you can get a fun tiki glass that is a lowball, or another tiki glass that's a lowball. I like this small one a lot for when I'm having neat spirits. This is actually called a Gibraltar, and it's one of my favorites. Most commonly though, I use the 10.5 ounce lowball glass for cocktails. It's bigger than the little one, clearly, and that's nice because I can put a large chunk of ice in there and it doesn't overflow. I'd say if you were gonna use large format ice, have a glass that will hold at least 8 ounces. If I could have one glass behind the bar, it would be a lowball. I love the lowball. You should love the lowball. Every bar needs a lowball. Next, we have the Highball. Highball glass is like a lowball, but higher. They're skinnier and taller. Both categories are actually tumblers, so they are related. A tumbler is a drinking glass that has straight sides with no handles or stems. And the highball glass, also known as a Collins glass, technically there is a difference. The Collins is supposed to be a little bit taller and a little bit skinnier, but I don't know where that line is because I call this a Collins glass, but Libby, which is the company that makes this glass, calls it a Chicago highball. So I don't know. Let's not overthink it. These are great for summery drinks like a Pimm's cup or a Tom Collins, and they're great for any drink with carbonation because there's just a lot of real estate on the side for the bubbles to travel. Also, if you have a cocktail that you want to see the layers in, like a Queen's Park Swizzle, use a highball or a Collins. They're interchangeable. I don't know the difference. They range from 8 ounces to 14 ounces. Now I'm sure there are some that are smaller and bigger, but that's the main size. This one's 10.5 ounces. This is like 14 plus. I use this one for tiki drinks. A lot of tiki drinks have a million ingredients and you just need volume. The highball. Now we shall move on to the stemmed glassware. This is a large category. I could go on and on and on talking about stemmed glassware because there are so many, especially if we include wine glasses and beer glasses. So I'm gonna try to keep this to just the cocktail glasses. However, that's tricky for me because the champagne flute, which is a wine glass, I like to use for a champagne cocktail. Or the Bordeaux glass, it's perfect for an Aperol Spritz. They're all fair game. I say, pick a glass you like, put a cocktail in it. It's gonna make it better. The purpose of the stemmed cocktail glass is to keep the cocktail chilled. The idea is that you hold it by the stem. That way the heat from your hands doesn't warm up the drink. It's a genius model. Now I've got a lot of stemmed glassware here, so I'm not gonna go over everything, but I am gonna go over some of them. I'm gonna focus on the ones that I use in the videos. A good place to start with this is the martini glass. Very common, it's an iconic shape, and it was extremely popular. And then they started growing in size, and martini glasses became huge. I like to keep them small. What I like to serve in a martini glass is a stirred, spirit-forward cocktail, so I don't like them to be too big. This one here is 4.5 ounces, and this is the perfect size for Anders bar. What I don't like about the martini glass is I am more likely to spill this than any other glass. It has straight sides that shoot the cocktail out, like it's not my fault, it's the glass's fault, and it has a lot of surface area. So just the slightest tip and you lose half your cocktail. But it is a pretty glass and it's classic, so I like to have it as an option. But more often than not, I would much prefer to have a cocktail in a coupe. This one I've used a lot on the channel. This one is 5.5 ounces, so it's perfect for the cocktails that I'm mixing. It's just classy looking. A chilled coupe makes any cocktail look good. Although initially it was not meant as a cocktail glass. This was meant for champagne. So it's also called a champagne coupe or a champagne saucer, but I like it for cocktails. I mean, I also like it for champagne, but it makes the cocktails look really nice. But I have to say my favorite is probably this one, the Nick and Nora. It has a classic look and it falls between the coupe. Here, I should go like this. It falls between the coupe and the martini glass. So it's like the best of everything. Simple but elegant. This one is 6.5 ounces, so it's a good size. Now I will say there are also non-conventional glassware, or some that kind of fall into a few different categories, like this guy here. I've used this one for a number of cocktails. The Carafe, Ward 8, 12 Mile Limit, they all went in this glass, which is called a footed rocks glass, but that's a little deceiving because it's a stem glass too. It's 5.5 ounces as well. So I will interchange it with the coupe, depending on my mood. What else? This one. This is my shot glass. It's not really a shot glass. This is actually a cordial glass. It's meant to hold liqueurs or cordials, you know, something you would sip after a meal. It makes me feel classy about doing a shot, which seems a little ridiculous. What's important about stem glassware is knowing the volume of the glass. The cocktails that I make, after dilution, they usually come in between 4 and 6 ounces. So if you have a glass much bigger than that, it's kind of unnecessary, unless you're gonna add ice. Moving on. Now, this next thing is not drinking glassware, but it's still glassware. And you may have seen me use this on previous videos, like pretty much all of them. A lot of people have inquired about my citrus bottle and my syrup carafe. The truth is this is a repurposed bottle. I have a few of these and I honestly don't remember where I got them and what was in them. But what I like is the size because I don't juice a ton of juice when I'm making cocktails here at home. And it also fits my speed pours. So it's a good fit for me, but you don't have to use this bottle. Look for a bottle that you like, whether it's a pop, I don't say pop, why did I say that? A soda, just a fun bottle that you like the look of, and then use that. Wash it out, but use it. As for the carafe, this is called a cocktail decanter, and they come in different sizes. This one is 4.5 ounces, but I know they're smaller. You can have 3 ounces and larger, 6.5 ounces. They're really nice. They're meant for, well, if you have a little extra cocktail, you can have a little sidecar, but I like it for syrup. Find a bottle you like. If you like the carafe, then get the carafe, but it doesn't have to be that. You could use a jar. But yeah, thank you for noticing. Now, out of all the glassware we went over, I would say these are the glasses I use most behind my bar. Get them all here. So if you have the budget, I say go for it. Get all of these and you will be happy. I've got the cordial glass, or in my case, shot glass, Lowball, Nick and Nora, footed rocks glass, Chicago Highball, or Collins, Gibraltar rocks glass, martini glass, and a champagne coupe. But if I had to narrow it down even further to just 3 glasses that I would have to build my bar from scratch, I would have to go with these 3. The 10.5 ounce Lowball glass, 10.5 ounce Chicago Highball glass, and the Nick and Nora glass. With these 3 glasses, you can pretty much build any cocktail behind your bar. And one at a time, you can start adding more glassware. A good place and fun place to hunt for glassware is a thrift store. It's a slippery slope, but it's a fun venture. Thank you for watching. Next week, we'll make a cocktail in one of these glasses. We'll talk about the cocktail that's inside the glass. Maybe you'll recognize the glass. I will see you next time. Cheers. Like and subscribe. Cheers. Hit that notification bell also. And before anybody gives me I call this a coupe, not a coupe, because coupe, when used for a glassware, for this glass specifically, it doesn't have the accent aigu. A coupe, as far as like a car, actually has the accent. I know people are gonna say, that's a coupe, but spell it out. Look at it. There's no accent, I think.